Okay. Hey, Miles. All right, so we're going to go over profit and loss statements. That's what a P&L report is. So the the three main things that I look at as a bookkeeper when it comes to your business finances are the P&L statement, your balance sheet, and your cash flow statement. So if y'all have pens and pads, make sure you write these down. These are three very important key things when it comes to bookkeeping, finances, getting a loan, business plans, or any of those things. You want to make sure that you have included your P&L, which is your profit and loss statement. You want to make sure you have included your balance sheet as well as your cash flow statement. So I'm going to talk to you guys about why these things matter and what they look like. So everybody who just popped in, hello. Make sure you guys have your pens and your pads, okay? So a profit and loss statement. Why does it matter? Why do we need a profit and loss statement? A profit and loss statement, it shows you whether your business is making money or losing money, okay? And if your business is losing money, it's going to show you exactly where and why you're losing money. So maybe your expenses are outweighing your revenue, and that's why you're losing money. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why it matters. It helps you to make informed decisions, right? So like if you're looking at your P&L statement and it's kind of like you're hitting your break even point, you're not really making no money or losing no money. Would that be a good time for you to hire some help? Probably not, because you can't afford to pay nobody. So it allows you to make informed decisions for your business. And it is very essential for tax preparation. Okay? So those are the three reasons why your P&L matters. What shows up on your profit and loss statement are these three things. Your revenue, which is the money you have coming in, your expenses, and your net profit. So your expenses are, what you're spending your money on. And then your net profit is your revenue minus expenses equals net profit. That's the formula for that. So you guys make sure you write that down. Three things that will show up on your P&L: your revenue, your expenses, your net profit. What is your net profit? Your net profit is your revenue minus your expenses, pretty much like what you have left over. And if you're breaking even, then you don't have anything left over. And then that is something that you should look into. So that's where you get into making your informed decisions on, like I said, if you think that you should hire help, can you afford to hire help? Or if you have a product-based business, like this happened to me before. So I have a product-based business. It's an aroma company. And when I have first started making my incense and candles, I was getting very high-end essential oils, right? So I noticed that I wasn't making any money. I'm like, how come I'm not making money? Like, I feel like everything else that I got was on the low end except for the oils. And if anybody is in the aroma business, oils can be kind of pricey. And I was getting them high end, like the really good scented ones. So I had to then, once I noticed where my money was going, I had to go back and find something that smelled similar, but where I was getting bulk for a lower price. So that is why keeping track, that's one of the reasons why keeping track of your finances is important. So you can see where you need to adjust and then make those changes. Okay, so that's your profit and loss statement. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I have a question.
Yes.
The way you explained um net, you said
Yeah, net profit.
net profit, and that's the same as cash flow, isn't it? What's left over?
No, so your cash flow, and let me make sure I'm doing it right. Your cash flow is,
Oh my gosh, I can't hear you. Can you guys
Real
still
bad. Can
not
y'all
hear
hear
me?
me now?
I can hear you.
Oh no. What was the last thing you heard?
I heard you say it's not the same thing cash flow is, and then it just went silent.
Okay. Um, well, honestly, yeah, so your cash flow is a separate statement, but your net profit or your net loss is sort of in your cash flow, but it is separate from the profit and loss statement.
That's why I asked again. I know a gross and net is two different things, but I thought it might be similar. Like what's left over is your actual uh, profit. So thank you, Goose, for clarifying.
Okay, yes, ma'am. It is definitely similar, but there are two different statements. So, but I'm gonna get into cash flow right after the balance sheet. So, does anybody have any more questions about the profit and loss before I move forward? And thank you for that question too, Shakia.
And it's called the what again?
It is called your P&L statement, which means profit and loss statement.
Okay, P&L. Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. So, just for a quick review, your P&L, which is your profit and loss statement, and it's going to have the three things on there: your revenue, your income, all of your expenses, and then your net profit or net loss. And what that is, the formula for that is your revenue minus your expenses equals your net profit. So those are the three things that you will see in your P&L statement. Okay? So next we're going to go over our balance sheet. Let's talk about why a balance sheet matters. And also, you guys, when you are building out your business plan, you have to be able to know what these numbers are already for your business, but then also make a prediction. Because when you go in with a business plan, it should be for the next 3 years or the next 5 years. When you're getting a loan or a grant, then you want to see what your predictions are for your business moving forward. What type of formula are you going to create to make sure that if you made $50 last month, you're going to make 100 this month? So those formulas matter when it comes to projection. Balance sheet. Sorry, I'm also looking at notes too. um, why do balance sheets matters? So it shows your business financial health like at a glance. So if I didn't have the breakdown of the profit and loss statement, then I should be able to look at your balance sheet and see if you're breaking even or not. So it's just kind of like a snapshot of your finances. Another reason why it matters is because lenders and investors, they like to look at your balance sheet to see if your business is going strong. So like I said, when it comes to your predictions, if you're starting, where is it ending up at? Where are you predicting that your business is going to go as far as its finances? What type of formula are you using? Again, if you made $100 last month, how are you going to double it this month? So when they are looking at it, they're looking to see if your business is strong, if you're keeping up the pace, or is it good 1 month and then it just drops back down and then goes up? And like they want to see if it's strong. So that's what the balance sheet is going to show. Um, Another reason why is because it just complements your P&L statement because it's just more of a snapshot. Your P&L statement goes into the details. Your balance sheet just shows everything there. All right. So these are the three things that you will find on your balance sheet. You will find your assets. Assets are what you own. That's your cash. Your equipment is an asset. Your inventory is an asset. Your accounts receivable are assets. Okay, so the first thing that you will see for your balance sheet are your assets. The second thing are your liabilities. What do you owe? So on your balance sheet, we can also see your loans. If your business has any credit cards, that'll show up. If your business has any unpaid bills or any promised to pays, promise to pay that your business may have. The third thing that you will see on your balance sheet is your equity. Excuse me, y'all. The third thing is your equity. And then this is your true net worth. So the formula for your equity is your assets minus your liabilities. That's what equals your equity. So from the top, just so we can flow with it, your balance sheet is going to have these three things: your assets, your liabilities, and your equity. Okay, assets are the things that you own. This is your cash, this is your equipment, and this is your inventory. And don't sleep on your inventory. You can have mad inventory and still count it as an asset because you can sell all of these things and then gain cash, right? So those are your assets. Number two is your liabilities, your loans, your credit cards, any unpaid bills, as well as promise to pays. Okay. And then the third one is your equity, your net worth. You find out your equity, your business equity, by doing your assets minus your liabilities. That's what gives you your equity. All right. Trying to chop it down, make it simple. Does anybody have any questions on balance sheets? No? Okay. Are y'all hearing me? I'm talking still, right? I didn't put it's not on mute.
I'm hearing you,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
you
All
brought
right.
that
hearing you.
Cool.
motherfucker down good.
Okay.
I'm
All
taking
right.
notes. That's why I'm focused. I'm focused.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
ma'am.
Awesome. So that's the balance sheet. Now we're going to go over what Ms. Key was just talking about, the cash flow statements. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. Why do cash flow statements matter? Number one, is going to answer a very important question. Do I have enough cash to keep my business buzzing? Do I have enough cash to keep it going? Right? That is a very important question. I also ran into this when I had started my aroma company, when I was telling you guys about the oils, right? I was getting those high-end oils and I wasn't making any money. So I had to ask myself this question: do I have enough cash to keep the business buzzing? I didn't. So I had to dip into my own pocket and re-up. But these are very important questions, and that is what your cash flow statement is going to show you, whether you can afford to keep your business running or not. Another thing your cash flow statement is good for is that it's going to help you avoid dry spells. So even if profit is looking good on paper, it's going to help you to predict and to see things coming and to help you avoid when things get slow, then what am I going to do? Right? It gives you some really good data. Also, cash flow statements are things that lenders love to see. They love to see how much cash you're getting, right? Because if I'm investing in you and you got good cash flow, then that means I have good cash flow. So they love to see what your cash is looking like. These three things paint a beautiful overall financial picture when it comes to your business. Um, so I'm gonna go over three things again. This is what you will find in your cash flow statement. Number one, your operating activities. In your cash flow, it's going to show your day-to-day activities. And when I say day-to-day, like say if I have a package and I'm putting my candles in the package and I want to tie a bow on it, but I don't have the ribbon. So now I have to go to the store and I'm spending cash to get the ribbon. This is what's going to show up on your cash flow. It's going to show those day-to-day things. Say if you have a job where Like Shaki, I know you give massages. Say if you do house calls and you track your mileage and your gas, you have to put gas in your car, cash. That's what's going to show up on your cash flow statement. It's the day-to-day activities that you have from your income to your expenses to all of that. Say if somebody asked me to make them a flyer really quick for $25 and they're just gonna send me a cash app or whatever. Like that's what's gonna show up in your cash flow statement. So this shows your day-to-day operating activities. Okay. Number two that it's gonna show are your investing activities. So investment activities, buying, selling, long-term things, equipment, stuff like that. So one thing that I have that I would say is an investment activity is a wax warmer. And it's as big as a crock pot, right? That's one of those things that's going to show up on my cash flow statement. But it is investment because I can use it over and over again. It's a long-term investment. Okay. The third thing are your financial activities, loans, repayments, owner contributions, or dividends. Like say if you had a partner and y'all was splitting certain things, that's also going to show up in your cash flow statement, right? So those are the three things. I kind of did like three, three, three. So the three major statements that you are going to see are your P&L, which is your profit and loss, and then your balance sheet, and then your cash flow statement. Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If so, basically the balance, the cash flow sheet should fit into your P and L, right? And your like basically all of them should fit within each other to an
Yeah.
extent. Correct?
Absolutely. It's like a triangle, but you get the full financial picture of your business. So they're all working pieces and they all complement each other. So they're not within, they are definitely separate, but it paints the overall financial picture of your business, if that makes sense.
No, it does because
Okay.
certain things like still using Shakia as the example for doing massages,
Mhm.
her gas is considered an expense. So that would go on her P&L as an expense, but it will also show on her cash flow because she's using
Mhm.
cash or whatever at the time. So that's what I mean when I'm like, it's like it'll be on both type of
Yes.
thing.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Ooh, yes, girl. You got it.
Okay, cool. Baby.
Are y'all for
So yeah, she brought up a good point, y'all. Those things do show up dually in between these three documents, but that's what you want. They are all here to complement each other. So that way the overall picture is clear. Okay. Any more questions, y'all? Let me see who's in here.
I did want to say, I noticed that when you talked a little bit more on the cash flow statement, you kind of clarified my question because I thought that cash flow was just actual money that you made versus the money, like, you're making money in your business, but you still have expenses versus the actual profit that you made at the end of the day. That's what I thought cash flow was.
Mm-hmm.
But net profit is more of that, and cash flow is income and your expenses.
Yeah, your cash flow is more just like your day-to-day operating expenses and income. So it's
Okay.
like it's the little things almost. I mean nothing is little, but it's just like all of those minute like the gas or say if
Yeah,
you
gotcha.
were giving massages and you were in a specific location and you ran out of oil, right? You had to go somewhere and grab oil, that would show up in your cash flow statement. So yes, it would also show up as an expense in other places and other financial reports, but where it will be detailed is in your cash flow statement.
Okay, cool.
Like when you're uploading receipts or whatever, those Target, Walmart receipts, they're going to show up for your cash flow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I struggled the most with
On the
organizing.
day-to-day financials.
Yes. I don't know what.
Girl,
My,
I do want to let y'all know that I am absolutely willing. I'll send you guys a link to my calendar, but I'm willing to sit down with any of you and work out a budget for your business. So if you're just kind of like confused or you don't know where to start or you want more of an explanation when it comes to you specifically, then hit me up. I'll send you a link to my calendar. We'll sit down and talk and I can customize a whole budget for you for your business. I mean, I
Do
could do
you
personal ones too,
credit?
but for sure for your business.
Do you get into credit as well? Like, um, just using credit for your business?
Yes, I have dabbled in it. I will say like I think people get jammed when they think that credit is like free money. When you're
Oh God.
using like credit cards and things like that, you do have to pay it back. I would say just to build your credit, as far as like my business, I wouldn't. That's me personally. Some people are really good with it. So, yeah, I don't use credit cards or nothing for my business. I let
Okay.
I let the cash talk it, walk it, whatever. But one
Interjecting for
person
a
who
moment.
is really good with that is the there she
Yeah, I was
go.
about to say, if y'all were in class yesterday, y'all remember I said I personally do use my credit card for business, but I'm someone who always pays my credit card bill and I pay it on time. Um, Not just do I pay it on time, but I pay my balance completely before my statement dates. And I
Okay.
make sure that I use small purchases when it comes to my credit card and my business. I do not make large purchases with my credit card as of yet.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that
And I
credit
think
gonna be your
oh
best friend though, for sure. Cause you can get one and whatever that you have to pay for a year or two on your card, you can already pay it with the money that you borrow too off the credit card. So say if you get one for 40 and whatever that you gonna buy is maybe 20,000. All right, you got 20 more to play with. You can go ahead and pay off a year or two of your credit card payments of how much you want to pay, or you can put it in an account, let it dry out before then, before the due date to make it look good. But it's still being able to do that like that to where now you good for 2 years. You got 365 days. Now, if you can't do something with those 2 years, yeah, it's time to throw in the towel or get you a job or some shit.
mhm.
Who's talking?
Yeah. I don't know.
Young
It says
famous.
iPhone. Oh, okay.
I was about to say that sound like Young Famous.
Yeah.
hmm But one thing I do want to, Derica, you said something that was really important about paying your credit card before the due date. You pay
Statement
it
date.
on like what was the date that you said?
Not the due
Was
date,
it
the statement
I
date.
the
said, like,
statement date, right?
yeah, the statement date. I always will pay my minimum balance
Mm-hmm.
before, the payday is due, but
Right.
I'll pay off my balance at least down to that sweet spot of that 12% before my statement date.
Right. So y'all, that's really important. I've actually used that kind of like tip or trick when building my credit, and it's a really good one. You know what I mean? The bank loves to see that payment coming in before it's actually necessary for it to come in. So that's a good tool to use. Thank you for chiming in, Derica.
No problem.
hmm So we got like 7 minutes left on the Zoom. Do you guys have any more questions? Also, young famous motherfucker, thank you for chiming in. Also, I appreciate
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
you.
I gotta stay where the wolves at. Shit, I gotta make sure I'm close by the den or in the den. Fuck all that.
hmm
So,
Anybody else with a question before we go over to? Well, hold on, let me check to Telegram. I'm gonna do another. No, that's not even open yet. That's okay. We still got 6 minutes. So I'm gonna do one more review. You guys make sure you have all of your notes in order, and then if you have any questions after that, you can let me know. So three main things, like I said, it's kind of like a triangle. Three main things: your P&L statement, your balance sheet, your cash flow statement. Actually, let's do a little bit of interaction. Somebody tell me what are the three things that you are going to find on your balance sheet?
Your
Assets,
asset, liability,
liability, and
and
your
equity.
equity.
I said it first. I don't know why young MF think she was doing something. I was already talking. Like, bro, you too late. You too late.
I had to echo you so it can be a little louder. You know.
All right. I'll take the echo. I'll take that.
That's good. Okay. Okay, I see y'all. Okay, somebody told me three things, and not you guys. I want somebody else to answer. So, Jen and Young Famous, hold on, okay? Somebody told me the three things that you are going to find on your P&L statement. That's your profit and loss statement.
Your revenue, your net profit, and your expenses.
Ooh, yes.
Good shit.
Mommy,
Hey.
can I copy your notes? You like the teacher's pet. You be having all the information. You don't miss nothing.
I got you.
Not the teacher's pet, people. You're so funny. Okay, last one. Somebody tell me the three things that you find on your cash flow statement.
Where your money going and where it's not going.
Thank you, people, because I don't think they heard me at the last part.
We did. I just didn't know if you wanted us to answer
Right.
again.
I know. I did want
Right.
someone
You
else
told us
to
to
answer.
shut
Let
up.
me
You
look.
told us
I
to
know.
wait and let other people answer. So we was doing that.
Okay, thank you. Let me see who's in here. Well versed. Jade, were you listening? Do you know the answer? Sean, were you listening? You know the answer? Marcus, any of y'all?
Come on, you know how we used to do. We would call them out, get on that count.
I'm on this list.
Yeah.
I'm checking out this list. Let me see who was listening. No. Marcus, Sean, no. Jade, no.
I kind of showed up late, so I'm like, I'm listening what's going on.
It was the
Okay.
last thing she talked about. You should have been here for that, at least, if you was late. You was here for that.
I just showed up like 10
I ain't
minutes
the
ago.
best one to say nothing.
You
Cause I
so
wrote down
funny.
everything. You know
What's
what?
good?
You know, I ain't about nothing. Hey.
Okay, mommies, can you give us the answer, please?
Yes.
Oh, you are here. No, wait a minute.
Nah, I sure
Hold.
can.
Okay, go ahead, mommy.
Okay, it's day-to-day activities, investment activities, and financial activities.
Period. Thank you, mommies.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so did
You're
y'all write that
welcome.
down? Make sure y'all have this.
That's actually the only one I didn't write down. So I'm writing it down now. So mommies, you said it was the investment, the day to day, and then financial stuffs.
Mm, yep, that's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
But don't
Oh,
forget that lenders love the cash flow statement. It also helps you to know if you have enough cash to keep your business going or not. And it helps you avoid dry spells.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be
I
real. So
She
love
I,
it. Y'all
needs
better
a
grab her
discount or
notes.
something, Tanea, because at this point she's earned a prize.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I'm gonna hit you up in the DM.
And you said lenders love what, mommy?
That cash flow statement is like one of their biggest eye busters. And I sure will be waiting for you, Miss Tanea. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget too, I know I said it already, but I know that there were some people who just joined. Um, if you guys need me to, y'all can hit me up. I'll send you a link to my calendar and I will do a personalized budgeting plan for you and your business or whatever y'all need. Okay?
I need it for my real life child.
Oh,
Okay, I can do that too.
today I wanted to tell you too. I got the blueprint. It came a couple days ago. It ain't like just came, but I
Right.
downloaded it. I ain't got a chance to play around with it yet, but I definitely downloaded it to my phone.
Yes, that's actually another thing that I plan on doing to everybody or with everybody that got the business plan blueprint. I do want to sit down and go over it with you guys so that way it's made simple for you. And if you have any questions on that, then we can sit on a Zoom call and go through it step by step. Because everybody who got that, like I'm serious when I say I want you guys to have a loan ready business plan. So if that means we got to sit on the phone 30 minutes, an hour, however long it takes, like I want y'all to have a loan ready business plan. So I'm gonna send out another email following that with a link to my calendar, and I'm gonna get y'all on the phone, and we're gonna take it step by step.
I'm definitely gonna need it because I might be jobless soon. The E4 is
Oh,
gonna open the job back up. They're talking about we about to work 21 days straight with no days off. I told them they kiss my ass.
I know that's right. Okay, let me hold on. Let me text Dante see if he can open up the Telegram, and then we'll slide that way real quick.
It started already, babe.
Oh, okay. All right. He must have heard me. All right, y'all. So meet me over at Telegram because it's less than a minute on here.
Okay.
All right, peace, y'all.